Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm here to bring you a Manhwa chapter review of the BreakerNW Waves. Wow. So, we get to see the fight continue in this chapter, and we see a little bit of an assessment of how strong Siwon currently is in this state of Black Origin Threshold. So, the Ghostly Doctor lets us know that if Siwon knew anything about martial arts, like if he was an expert at martial arts and he trained for a very, very long time, the Nine Arched Dragon would have been killed 6 times over in this chapter alone. 6 times over. If Siwon knew anything about martial arts. And we know how skilled Siwon is when it comes to learning. If you give him some time, if you give him about probably 2 years of nothing but training, he would probably mop the floor with the Nine Arched Dragon from what we can understand from this chapter. So, it's quite scary. It's really scary when you look at it. That's how powerful Siwon is right now. If he knew martial arts completely, he would have just crushed the Nine Arched Dragon like it's nothing. But the more impressive part about this is the Nine Arched Dragon is not using his full potential. Like, he's not using his full power right now. He's not going all out against Siwon. But that's likely to change very soon as Siwon slowly slips into Black Origin Threshold. Now, the thing is, okay, with this chapter of the Breaker, it's a very simple chapter. It's pretty much the Ghostly Doctor doing a little bit of narration of Siwon's fight versus the Nine Arched Dragon. You just see him giving us exposition along with how the fight is getting narrated, with Siwon just going crazy, insane, and beating the shit out of the Nine Arched Dragon. Even though he didn't land any punches, he's still doing some heavy damage to Nine Arched Dragon, or at the very least to his pride, because you see how he's continuing to go after him, he's charging after him, he's not giving up. Nine Arched Dragon puts a freaking fist, hits him right in the chest, he gets back up even stronger, and he still goes back at the Nine Arched Dragon even further. So, the chapter is very hype. Once again, another very hype chapter of the Breaker, and it has me so freaking excited to see exactly who is going to come on top when it comes to this fight. But one thing I want to point out, with this chapter of the Breaker, it sets up something. It sets up something possibly for part 3 of the Breaker, because you have it to where Kaiser, you know, he's one of the main villains of the series. He's going to be the final villain of the series. And Kaiser in this chapter, he's looking at the monitors on that, and he's looking at the fight, what's currently going on between the Nine Arched Dragon and the Nine Arched Dragon's disciple, Siwon. And he's like, oh, I knew there was something you were hiding from me. You were hiding such a treasure from me, weren't you, Nine Arched Dragon? And he's like, I finally get to see it displayed in all its glory. You finally get to show it off to the entire world. And so, to see that, Kaiser now, I feel like he's going to shift his overall objective to Siwon. Like, you know how he's constantly used the Nine Arched Dragon through the entirety of Part 2 and even Part 1? Well, I feel like he is now going to shift his, you know, objective over to Siwon and try to use him to the maximum potential as he possibly can. And so, right now, that's what's setting up right now. You have it to where the antagonist, Kaiser, is probably going to try to use Siwon in the near future. Maybe we might have something very similar to how the ending of Part 1 was. Maybe Siwon might go off with, you know, Kaiser, and then the Part 2 ends. It's starting to look like that as it gears towards that. But the thing was, though, with the chapter, incredibly short, incredibly simple, people shitting their pants because of how strong Siwon is, and I'm just laughing my ass off seeing how everybody around in the audience are just like, holy shit, he's that strong. Like, you see everybody getting scared, you see their faces like they're sweating, because they were trying to fight this dude, you know, multiple chapters back, and they thought they were top shit. And then now they're looking at Siwon, and he's like, you come near me, I'm breaking your face in. That's what Siwon's doing right now. So yeah, it was a good chapter. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. It's probably going to be a very short review because it's just a fighting battle chapter with some narration, exposition by the Ghostly Doctor. How do you feel about the Ghostly Doctor finding out about Elder Quan's objective, what Elder Quan was trying to accomplish upon his death? You all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.